Thank you very much indeed, Suzanne. This is the big one. John Carr, Doncaster's coach. Mark Harvey with me. We are looking at a legend, isn't he?
He does so many things for Worthing, coaching, playing. It's unbelievable, and to consider that he's doing it at 40 years of age is a real tribute to him. He's amazing.
There it is, a championship, 2, 4, 6, 7 in a row from 1989 all the way through. Will it be Worthing in 1995? Only time will tell. Alan Cunningham, at last year's game he retired, but injury to his big man meant he had to come back out. This is the starting five for the Blue Circle Worthing Bears. Herman Hareed, Alan Cunningham, Cleve Lewis, Steve Nelson, and Colin Irish, the same five that started last night.
Yeah, they're a very good starting five. Where Worthing fall down a bit is perhaps they don't have as much depth as Manchester coming off the bench, but Herman Hareed and Colin Irish are two fantastic players, and Manchester's really got to look to shut them down and keep Hareed off the boards if they want to be successful tonight.
No doubt Herman Hareed was the man last night. Let's take a look now. Let's take a look at the Exide Manchester Giants starting five. Here it comes. Mark Robinson wears 7. Cameron Johnson wears 8. Danny Craven, 10. Kevin St. Kitts, 11. And Trevor Gordon, la general, he was big last night, wasn't he?
He was huge. He came up with really big plays. He did a lot for them. Not only was he rebounding and setting big screens and playing the defense last night, but he was also passing the ball and doing a lot of offensive scoring. So he was a very important player for them last night, and I look for him to be the key again tonight. If he plays that kind of inspired basketball inside, I look to think that Manchester will take this championship.
Both fairly big teams as well, aren't they?
I think the size advantage in my book goes to Manchester inside, but Worthing have a definite size advantage in the backcourt. That is the guards position, or the outside players. They have a size advantage there, and you'll look to keep your eye open on Colin Irish. He's a bit of an everything man. He'll play on the perimeter and he can shoot the ball from everywhere, but he'll look to post up, especially if Manchester have a smaller player on him. He'll look to post up and make inside moves. He's so strong and wide, and he's got such lovely soft touch around the hoop. He'll be a real handful for Manchester tonight.
Is Herman Hareed going to be up against Trevor Gordon? Are they going to play each other at both ends of the court, do you think?
I don't know. I would be... They could match up. It depends how Alan feels tonight. I mean, Manchester have two very big players in Danny Craven and Trevor Gordon, and he and Herman have to match up against them. I think you might see Worthing go into a little bit of zone tonight and not play man-to-man, but if they do, I think Herman will take Trevor, and it's going to be a battle, no doubt about it.
Okay, put the neck on the line. Who's going to win this one?
I think Manchester are going to win it. I picked them to win last week, and I'm going to stick with that, but I mean, Worthing had showed me something last night against Sheffield, and if they play like that, or if they stay close coming down the end and stay out of foul trouble, it's anybody's game, Mike.
Game time at Wembley, the 1995 final. Herman Hareed runs it out of play.
10, Danny Craven, 11, Kevin St. Kitts, and 14...
4 quarters of 10 minutes each. Budweiser Championship basketball action in the backcourt for Manchester. Mark Robinson and Cameron Johnson. Cameron Johnson on the ball. Kevin St. Kitts pulls up and drains the 2. First points of the ball game.
Kevin could figure very, very big in this game. He didn't get off the mark yesterday because he got into foul trouble early and spent a lot of time on the bench. If he can stay out of foul trouble, he could play a big part in this game tonight.
Came up with some big plays towards the end of the game, though, didn't he? Nice wraparound pass.
Yes.
Cunningham gets it off his short. The first defensive board for Trevor Gordon. Robinson doesn't get there. No rebound for Danny Craven. Steve Nelson comes away with it. Long outlet pass to Cunningham. Cunningham gets the 2.
Unbelievable. 40 years old, beating everyone down the floor. Unbelievable transition. That's a really nice play.
High screen for Cameron by Trevor. Herman Hareed comes up with it. Walked with it.
Manchester will look to run that pick and roll with Trevor and Cam all night long. Trevor Gordon comes off the low post and sets a screen for Cam Johnson's man, and Cam looks to take his man off the screen and either hit Trevor on the roll or shoot the ball himself.
The screen, of course, simply means that he attempts to block the defender.
That's right.
Trevor in the paint. Trevor gets the whistle, will go to the line, will see. Foul is called on 5. Sideline ball is the call. First foul on Herman Hareed.
Here you see Trevor, he's quite capable of putting the ball down on the floor, and Herman comes across and fouls him early on pushing him on the hip.
Mark Robinson to put it in. Cameron Johnson has it. Cameron pops it out to Kevin St. Kitts for 3. Doesn't get there. Rebound, Cleve Lewis. And the Bears are off and running. Cleve with the stutter step. Nice move. Cleve one-handed. Drains the 2.
Such a difficult shot. He's quite an athlete. He's got such a great change of pace. Manchester struggled last night against London Tower's penetration backcourt players, and they've got to make sure they keep Worthing out of the paint tonight, or they could pay the price.
Alan Cunningham with the spin move. Cleve keeps it alive, puts it up for 2, doesn't get there. Robinson. Let's see what we got. New 30 off the foot. Possession to Worthing.
Neither one of these teams seem to be too bothered about running any kind of offensive sets right now. They just seem to want to run the floor and one pass, one shot. They're both, I think both of them, to me, seem a bit edgy. They need to settle down and move the ball around and get everybody involved in the offensive end.
Irish for 3, doesn't get there. Rebound, Kevin St. Kitts.
There again, one pass and a shot.
Kevin pops it out to Cameron Johnson. Cameron sets up outside the 3-point line. 3 times he thought about the 3. 3 times he passed up on it. Who's coming up with this? Kevin has the ball. Robinson for 2 points.
He's deadly from there. Absolutely unstoppable.
Ooh.
That was an unusual play. I thought Kevin kicked that ball out of his hands.
In fact, he attempted to, but he didn't actually kick it. We got us a whistle on the play.
Is Kevin St. Kitts enrolled in any taekwondo or anything, Mike? Looked like a kung fu film out there for a second.
First foul called on Steve Nelson. Ball coming in from the end line. Trevor, cross court to Cameron. Cameron, nice feed to Danny, stolen away by Herman Hareed.
Danny wanted to catch that ball and pick it up.
And Danny does well. Danny Craven again, and here come the Giants. 3-on-3, Danny Craven. Finger roll doesn't get there. This is a bit scrappy to start off with.
Yeah, both teams are a bit tentative. They're a bit uptight still. They need to get into it more. And that's why I would think they would want to move the ball around a bit more rather than a lot of one pass and shot like they're doing.
On defense, Danny Craven is playing against Herman Hareed. That's the matchup we were talking about earlier. They've decided to go with Danny on Hareed.
They'll probably... Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
First foul called on Kevin St. Kitts. That's number 1.
I would look for Mike Hanks to mix it up and put Danny and Trevor on Herman tonight.
Alan Cunningham puts it up for 3. Doesn't get there. Rebound. Mark Robinson has it stripped. Hareed gives it up to Irish. 3-second call, no doubt about it.
3-second call. The Bears in the paint too long.
Mark, first of all, let's talk about what the Giants have got to do to beat the Worthing Bears.
They must keep them off the boards.
Trevor Gordon, big play in the paint.
Nice move by Trevor. They must keep them off the boards, and they must stop them from penetrating and really challenge all the 3-point shots. There you see Cleve Lewis getting another offensive rebound. Manchester have got to control the board.
Rejected by Trevor Gordon. 3-on-1 break. Which way will Cameron go? To Kevin for 2. Kevin St. Kitts to 4 personal.
That's nice for Manchester. See a big block from Trevor Gordon, then they're off to the races. A 3-on-1 and an easy bucket.
Steve Nelson has the ball, feeds Irish. Trevor Gordon takes up a good position. Cameron Johnson has the ball again. Giants break out. Cameron pulls up for 3. Doesn't get there. Trevor pulls down a big offensive board, but doesn't get the bucket.
Good
Steve
hustle by
Nelson.
Trevor.
The alley-oop's on. Let's see what the call is. Charging foul called on Cunningham.
I thought that was a good call. I thought Danny got position and was able to take the charge. Here we see the transition here by Manchester, 3-on-1. Cameron goes one way, fakes one way, and then passes the other to streaking St. Kitts. Down at the other end, Danny Craven establishes position. He's there waiting for Allen, and Allen charges right into him.
5 minutes, 47 seconds left to play in the first. 8 points to 4. Ex-side Manchester Giants with the lead. Trevor Gordon to Cameron Johnson inside. Who's coming up with it? Mark Robinson has the ball for Manchester, puts it up for three, doesn't get there. Herman Hareed slows the action down.
This is what Worthing did to Sheffield yesterday. If you remember, they slowed the game, slowed the tempo, kept them fresh and in the game for the full 40 minutes.
Irish, nice fake, puts it up for two, doesn't get there. Cameron Johnson breaks out, long pass to Kevin St. Kitts. Irish commits the offense. Kevin St. Kitts will go to the line. Foul number 1 on Irish.
Push. Worthing may have the luxury of walking the ball up on offense from time to time to keep their lungs and legs fresh, but they certainly cannot afford to walk back on defense. And I felt they got a little bit lazy there. And Cam Johnson with his head up, always looking around, ever present of where his teammates are, headed the ball nicely to Kevin St. Kitts, and he just went right at Colin Irish and drew the foul.
Trevor Gordon gets a spell on the bench in the ball game for the first time, wearing 9, Panji Granger for the ex-side Manchester Giants. Kevin St. Kitts on the line for 2. Personal.
Looks like Manchester are setting up some pressure. Zone press off this free throw.
Gets them both to 6 personal. Cleve Lewis on the ball for the Bears. To Steve Nelson.
6-point ball game.
Early in this game, it seems as if most of the crowd are with Manchester on this one. Quite surprising, because last night Manchester seemed to have nobody here when they were playing against the Towers. Big rebound by Danny Craven. Fast outlet. Cameron Johnson to Robinson.
Nice play. Nice play by Manchester. They're killing Worthing down the floor here. Allen's taking a good time. We see Cameron again, dumps the ball back to Robinson, takes it all the way home. Steve Nelson, there's nothing you can do about that.
That's the way to dunk it. Timeout call. Look at this again. Oh, that is so sweet. Mark Robinson.
He's so smooth, isn't he? So fluid, and he's got great athletic ability, nice soft hands.
I told the Vince, anything you do, you're going to get good shots. Just a matter of you wait and get the best shot. Cam, hey, but don't go running down the court until you catch the ball. Transition defense. Every time there's a dead ball, talk to him. Transition defense. Nice job.
What Mike Hanks was saying before the game was that he felt it was composure that was one of the key things that helped them overcome London Towers last night. And there in that timeout, I feel he's just reminding his fellas there that they need to remain a little bit, show a little bit more composure. I feel Manchester at times have been a bit too hurried, a bit too rushed offensively. They need to just settle down, do one thing at a time, do it well, and then move on to the next thing.
4 minutes, 44 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 12 points to 4. Giants with the lead.
Manchester looked to be sort of just running away here early. Alan Cunningham taking a good timeout, settle his guys down, get a little bit of a break in the momentum here that Manchester seems to be asserting, and hopefully they can come down and get a good score here when they get the ball back.
Robinson to the line for the extra 1. Gets it to 5 personal. Steve Nelson. How difficult is it? I know it's exactly the same for both teams, but how difficult is it to play 2 big games in 2 nights?
I think the atmosphere and the emotion and the significance of these games will overcome any... oh, nice move by Cameron again. I mean, the guy is so strong in there, isn't he? He's such a wide body. You can't stop him when he gets going like that. The emotion and everything, they'll be running so high on adrenaline and everything, I think they won't feel it till sometime next week. That's when the pain will come in with the intensity of it all.
Trevor Gordon thrown over the top, but he gets the whistle.
I think Herman grabbed Trevor there and held him down. That's why they couldn't get up and get that ball.
That is foul number 2 on Herman Hareed.
That's not good for Worthing. I mean, like I said before, they're not the deepest team out there tonight, and they can't afford to get into foul trouble, and Herman on 2 early here is not going to be good.
Now this is quite an interesting move by Coach Mike Hanks. Up for 3, Kevin St. Kitts drains the 3 to 9 personal. He's actually taken Cameron Johnson out of the ball game and brought in Yorick Williams. Cameron is actually on the subs bench, ready to come back in before too long. Cunningham drains the 2.
There we see offensive rebounds again. I mean, Manchester force a difficult shot and then give up the second opportunity. They've got to keep the Worthing Bears to 1 shot. They've gone into a 2-3 zone, perhaps to protect Herman Haridi a bit, picking up his 3rd foul.
Panji Granger. Panji keeps it alive, wraps it around. Robinson for 2. 7 personal. 10-point ball game, 18 to 8. Ex-side Manchester Giants with the lead.
Mark Robinson's probably the best player in the league at penetrating to the top of the key, gathering himself, taking his time, and making the short jump shot.
That's a nice move to the hole by Cleve Lewis.
Worthing looking to assert themselves inside, which is a good sign for them.
3 minutes left to play in the first. 8-point ball game, 18 to 10. Panji walked with it.
That's what Mike was talking about in the timeout. Catch the ball first, then make the move. Panji got a little bit excited there and started to make his move before he'd actually caught the ball.
Here comes the Worthing Bears again. So far, is the pace of the game better for Worthing? My goodness, Robinson and Irish getting together on that low post. Cunningham pops it back out. Steve Nelson is no good.
I think this pace is suiting Worthing. Both teams are trying to establish the pace that they want. Manchester's playing an up-pace, fast-running game, and Worthing are walking the ball up.
Robinson for 3! 10 personal!
That's the disadvantage of playing a 3-2 zone. You're open in the corner, and Robinson, Cam Johnson, and Kevin St. Kitts can all stroke that from downtown.
And so can Cleve Lewis, fails to make that one. Here come the Giants again, 3-on-3 break. Kevin St. Kitts, which way does he go? Pops it out to Yorick. Yorick doesn't take the shot. Kevin St. Kitts has the ball.
Good play by York to pull the ball back out, showing a lot of composure for a young player there.
Robinson doesn't get there. Big rebound, Colin Irish. 1 minute, 48 seconds left to play in the first. 11-point ball game, 21 points to 10. Ex-side Manchester Giants with the lead. No dunk. Irish has the ball. Irish goes to one hand, is short. Who has the ball? Herman Hareed is stripped.
I mean, how many times did Worthing get that ball off the offensive rebound? Colin Irish missed. Then they had a tap to it. Then Colin got the ball back. Then Herman gets the ball. Then Cleve Lewis gets... I mean, they're killing them on the boards. They're going hard to the boards. Manchester must keep Worthing off the boards. Then they end up getting a foul and the ball back. So that's one thing they've really got to focus on, controlling their own defensive rebounds.
Double substitution coming in from the Giants. Danny Craven is back. Cameron Johnson is back. Mark Robinson, Yorick Williams hit the bench. 1 minute, 34 seconds left to play in the first.
2 shots for Herman Harries.
Herman off to the right.
Herman's not renowned for his free throw shooting. He hit his yesterday, but comes up a bit short with that one today.
Alan Cunningham isn't happy. He's remonstrating with the officials, not sure what it's about. They're not really interested.
That's part of a coach's job in basketball, is to do what we call work the officials. You've got to be polite and everything. You don't, but you've got to work them. You've got to complain every now and then, so you can get a call like that.
Oh, Danny walked with it. Yes, he did.
They seem a bit excited, don't they? They seem a bit anxious. They're making moves before they've caught the ball, and they're getting a bit excited. So they need to just calm down, catch the ball first, then make the move.
Cleve Lewis on the ball for the Blue Circle Worthing Bears. They trail 21 points to 10. 1 minute, 18 seconds left to play in the first. Cunningham has the ball. Will go to work against Trevor Gordon. Cunningham cuts across the paint and drains the 2. 6 personal.
6 points.
Cameron Johnson passed up on the 3. Ball is with Kevin St. Kitts. To Trevor. Trevor looks at the shot clock. 13 seconds left to play. 45 seconds left on the game clock for the end of the first. Cameron. Oh, that was a big play by Cameron Johnson.
Came off the screen from Danny Craven and jumped backwards to avoid the defender. That was a better offensive possession for Manchester because they worked the ball around and they got people involved.
The double team comes. Colin Irish gets it out. 22 seconds left in the quarter. Cleve Lewis has the ball. Giants lead it by 11. Cunningham puts it up for no points. Trevor Gordon with the tip. Cameron has 11 seconds. Does he know how much time he has? Irish steals it away. Still 4 seconds left to play. A triple team comes for Colin, and he doesn't get there. Danny tries to put it up, ends up to be a pass to Cunningham. The end of the first, 23 points to 12. Cracking start by the Exide Manchester Giants, who lead it by 11. And they are looking good. Leading all scorers, Mark Robinson has 10, and Kevin St. Kitts has 9. There'll be more after this.
You're watching Sky Sports 2.
Now, there's only one place to see big-time boxing. The undefeated Prince Nassim Hamed defends his WBC International Super Bantamweight title against Enrique Angeles. The only place to see boxing. Big time, live and exclusive Saturday night at 9 on Sky Sports.
Buy your glasses from Vision Express and they'll be ready in about an hour, even bifocals and varifocals. And you'll get a pair of prescription sunglasses from a selected range, worth at least £89, and absolutely free. Free prescription sunglasses from Vision Express.
I'm in a world of my own. There's me and my Magnum, and that's it. That first bite, when the thick chocolate cracks.
Suddenly, I think I must have a Magnum right now.
And it's all mine.
Introducing relief from mild to moderate arthritic pain at a stroke. Introducing Movalat. Help rub out pain. Rub on Movalat.
Sadly, the Hyundai Elantra has side impact bars, power steering, 3 years unlimited mileage warranty.
Next is number 4 Railway Cottages.
4 Railway Cottages. Oh, hold on. This'll do.
Yes, but I thought what you wanted was...
I wanted Small Hill too, actually. Daffodils all over. Maybe a croquet lawn, huh? Yeah. I'll keep the sheep.
Since it costs from as little as £8,999,
These bits either side, could they be pointy? Pointy?
you could get horribly used to having everything you want.
Peacocks. There. Both sides. There. I think. There should be more earth here. I want the earth.
The Hyundai Elantra, when all you want is everything.
23 points to 12. Mark Harvey, coach of the John Carr Doncaster Panthers. Cracking start by the Exide Manchester Giants.
Definitely, their transition game was the difference there in that quarter, and that's why they're out to the big lead early, and they played some good defense on Worthing as well. Worthing haven't really shot the ball particularly well yet, so they've taken open shots, but just missed them. So if they get hot, anything can happen here.
Colin Irish has only 2. Herman Hareed yet to score. That's not good for the Bears, is it?
Not at all. They need point production out of Herman Hareed, and obviously a lot more than that out of Colin Irish if they're going to be successful.
Cameron Johnson on the ball. Nice one-handed pass. Trevor Gordon, good hang time, doesn't get there. Danny kept it alive, but Herman Hareed has the defensive board. Colin Irish 2 for 8 by my reckoning so far. Well, got to do better.
That's not good at all for them. But if he's going to get hot at some point in the game, he's not going to keep shooting like that. So hopefully for Worthing, he'll start to warm up sooner rather than later.
Foul, defensive. Looks like that one was on Trevor, was it?
I believe it was, yeah. Again, he's just trying to assert himself inside. He's trying to establish the fact that this is my paint, and if anyone wants to run through here, they're going to pay the price with one of my elbows, or I'm going to get in their way.
In fact, Trevor, the foul was actually on number 9, Panji Granger. So a change all round. The foul was on 9. Trevor going over. And I think that's the way you have to approach the officials if you're looking for a change. No good running to them and starting ranting and raving, because you'll just get a technical.
No.
Go over quietly and explain that you weren't the guy.
That's right. I don't think any athlete in any sport should rant and rave and carry on.
Foul is called. I think that one is going to be on Trevor. Yes, it is.
This time, a foul on Trevor Gordon.
He never fouled anybody, has he?
No, it was definitely on you, Trevor. I'm too close. He called the foul.
See if we can see it here.
Oh, Trevor was clean there.
Yeah,
I don't think he touched anything.
A lot of times referees call fouls because you've gone from over the back, whether or not you actually make any contact. It looks suspicious, so they blow it. They blow the foul anyway.
They blow what they thought they saw. Yeah, I've got to say, this crowd in here is definitely behind Manchester tonight. Looks as if all the London Towers fans are suddenly backing Manchester here. Cunningham gets the extra 1 to 7.
Mind you, the Worthing fans haven't had an awful lot to cheer about as of yet.
Cameron Johnson to Mark Robinson. John Mayer, one of the younger players at the Giants in the ball game. Cameron pops it out to Robinson, up for 3.
Worthing are struggling with this zone. They're so worried about Cam Johnson up the top that Robinson's just spotting up in the corner against the 3-2 zone. That's a very vulnerable spot in the corner there, and he's hit 2 threes now from there. They're probably going to come out of this zone.
13-point ball game. Great start for the Giants. No bucket that time for the Irish, and it is a Manchester ball.
I mean, Worthing are ice cold at the minute. They couldn't hit a bull in the ass with a scoop shovel, Mike. I don't know.
8 minutes, 30 seconds left to play. Budweiser Championship basketball action. Live on Sky Sports 2. Looking for the alley-oop, broken up by Herman Hareed. And Herman is off and running. Slows it down to Cleve Lewis.
Manchester's starting to relax out there, and you can tell by that kind of play. Throwing in alley-oop play is a very confidence-orientated play.
Trevor Gordon.
Big rebound.
Let's see who the foul is on. Looks like it could be.
That's on Colin Irish.
Yes, it is. Make that number 2.
Worthing have got to start. It's got to start for them at the defensive end. They've got to get some stops, put a couple of stops together, make Manchester work a little bit harder than they are doing to score at the minute. And then offensively, it will come. They're getting good shots. They'll start to drop.
Mayer, Danny Craven. Trevor wide open inside. Trevor for 2. Trevor Gordon to 4 personal. Big play for the Giants.
Yeah, absolutely. They're picking this zone apart. First it was outside on the perimeter with Mark Robinson, and there you see them go back inside to Trevor Gordon.
Irish to Cleve Lewis. Steve Nelson will put it up for 3. It's good.
Lovely shot. He came out there, spotted himself up, squared up, got his feet under him. Nice follow through for the 3-point shot.
Cameron Johnson carrying the ball for the Giants. Danny Craven puts it up for 2, doesn't get there. Steve Nelson can't control it. It is a green ball.
Steve Nelson's a fiery player. He can really. I think he could be one of the guys here just to inspire these Worthing Bears to step it up a level.
He has to stay out of foul trouble, though, doesn't he? That's one of his big problems.
Yeah, definitely. He's a bit. He's sort of a reactionary player at times, and overreacts. And he's got to just keep his cool.
Cunningham wide open. Will jam it. No, he'll just lay it up for 2. 9 personal.
Once they shot the ball, he took off, and Herman Reed picked up the rebound and sent Alan Cunningham along for the easy 2.
Mark Robinson is fouled by Steve Nelson. We talked about it a moment ago. I think you'll find that is foul.
I think that's on Colin Irish.
On Colin Irish. Made that foul number 3 on Irish. Equally damaging to the Bears.
Oh, definitely. If they were to lose him, they can't afford to have him sat on the bench with foul trouble. I mean, they need him in the game if they want to be successful tonight.
Irish is going to go out.
Yeah, there's 7 minutes left in the first half, and here we see Mark gets by, and he just reaches in, and we saw in the Manchester Towers game last night, the refs weren't having any of that, and it was definitely a foul, but he's got to watch it now.
14 points for Mark Robinson. And 15. He's shooting surprisingly well from the free throw line this weekend. He's had so much trouble from the free throw line. But this weekend, it seems to have come good for Mark Robinson. Irish, in fact, has stayed out there. Steve Nelson looks to go baseline, puts it up, doesn't get there. Who's coming up with it? John Mayer. Big play by the young guy. And Trevor Gordon on the point, carrying the ball. Can you believe it? Nice dunk. Oh, great ball movement. And then it was broken up by Cleve Lewis.
Good defense by Worthing.
Gets the two. Herman Hareed gets his first points of the ball game.
Manchester can't relax here. Okay, they've had a successful first half up to now. They can't let up. Worthing are always going to be in the game. They're a very, very potent offensive team. Score a lot of points quickly.
Cameron Johnson to Danny Craven. Nice move. He's lucky not to get a whistle there, I thought.
Yeah, I think he got nudged away a bit, but that's the experience of Alan Cunningham again.
Big rebound by Danny Craven. What an outlet pass by Danny Craven. Cameron Johnson doesn't get there. Who's got the ball? Cunningham gives it up. Steve Nelson, 3-on-2 break. Irish with the stutter step to Nelson is no good. Who's coming up with it? Steve Nelson. Steve Nelson doesn't get there. Oh my goodness. Good hustle. Foul is called on Cameron Johnson, I think.
Again, you see how successful Worthing are when it gets into a scrappy game under the boards like that. They just seem to always come up with the ball. They show such determination and hustle. Manchester can't get into a jumping match with them. What they have to do is put a body on, box out, and then go get the ball.
Here it is. Look at this hustle by Alan Cunningham.
He wants this game. You can tell him. He's down on the floor. He got an injury in his back last night against Sheffield, and I mean, that won't do that any good, will it? He doesn't mind. No, it's all or nothing today.
Okay, let's take a listen to what the Worthing Bears have got to say about this.
Come inside. Come inside. Come inside. You ready to spot up? I'm going to kick it back out. All right? Keep strong. Keep strong. Keep strong. Come on now. Come on. That's right. Keep strong. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Alan there calling for a little bit more inside play. He wants the ball to go inside either to himself or Herman or even Cleve Lewis if he posts up, because they run their guards into the post occasionally. Get the ball inside, force Manchester to react by collapsing down, and then kick the ball out to the perimeter, and hopefully we'll get some open shots from there.
Cleve Lewis on the ball for the Blue Circle Worthing Bears. 5 minutes, 22 seconds left to play in the half. Cunningham on the ball to Cleve. Cunningham puts it on the floor, gets the whistle. Let's see who it's on.
I think that's on, is that Panji?
Yes, it is.
Again, he was unable to establish his defensive position before the contact. That's a defensive foul.
Foul number 2 on Panji Granger. Cleve Lewis. We took a look just before at Alan Cunningham taking that time out. Just how difficult a job is it to play and to coach at the same time? It's something that you, of course, do every game.
Yeah, it's hard because not only do you have to think about your own game and the things you have to do. Nice move by Cleve Lewis there to the baseline. You've got to try to think about other people and the jobs they have to do. When you call a timeout, you may be out of breath, and you've got to make yourself heard and think about the strategy in the game and how you want it go, how you want to play.
Good ball movement by the Giants. Who's coming up with this? Trevor has it. He's in the paint. Comes back out. Still 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Cameron Johnson doesn't get there. Rebound Cunningham. This could cut it to 6. 4 minutes, 24 seconds left to play in the half. Cleve doesn't get there. Kevin St. Kitts loses it.
Kevin had to put that ball down on the floor because if he hadn't, he would have traveled with it. He was off balance when he got that rebound.
Alan Cunningham coming up big to 11 personal. We're down to a 6-point ball game, less than 4 to play in the half. Mark Robinson. Robinson gets the whistle. Yeah. Foul is called on
Number 9.
Alan Prescott.
You can never count Worthing out. I mean, they've made a run here back at Manchester, and they've done it with Colin Irish on the bench, which will please Alan Cunningham no end.
Alan Cunningham is coming out of the ball game, needs to get a few minutes on the bench, needs a rest. In for the first time comes Mark Scott. This is in the penalty. There should be shots. Yep. Worthing Bears have committed 7 offenses in the half. They are in the penalty. Mark Robinson will go to the line for 2.
Let's see if Manchester try and step up some pressure a bit here and not allow Worthing just to walk the ball up the court. Try to keep the tempo going, because that spell there where they opened up a 12-14 point lead, the game was at a higher tempo than it's currently being played, and I think that suits Manchester to try to keep the game running at a high pace.
Mark Robinson already scored 17 points. Manchester going through a poor spell from the field, 4 minutes or so without a score from the field. The screen roll, green ball.
That's a tough play. They tried to screen and roll, a pick and roll or screen and roll, and Herman was just unable to get his hand on the ball there.
Nice one-handed pass. Robinson was no good. Cleve Lewis comes away with it. Mark Scott under pressure. Steve Nelson with the head fake. Steve Nelson, that's nice. Doesn't get the points. Herman Hareed is fouled by Trevor, I think.
Again, Manchester's not doing the greatest job on the boards at the minute. They've got to put a body on. They've got to box out. Get between your man and the backboard. Here we see shot missed. There's Herman, ever present around the boards. And all Trevor can do is reach in. And as we've seen so many times before this weekend, as soon as you stick your hand in there, the whistle's blowing.
Steve Nelson and Alan Prescott hit the bench. Cunningham and Irish are back.
I think last night against the Towers, I felt Manchester were most successful, one, when they were running the ball and getting transition scores, but when they were in their half-court game, getting the ball inside to Trevor. And I think here we see a little bit early, this last little phase here, they haven't been getting the ball inside to him. They've been taking, in my opinion, too many outside shots, settling for one pass and a shot. It's not moving Worthing around enough. They need to get the ball inside.
Mark Scott makes them both. 32 points to 26. 6-point lead for ex-side Manchester Giants inside the final 3 minutes of the half. Broken up by Herman Hareed. Poor pass. Irish finger roll for 2.
You're not going to stop Irish when he gets down that close to the basket.
It's tough on the post. Look at Herman Hareed and Trevor Gordon.
Yeah, they're both trying to establish position inside on the post there, and some bodies are going to be clashing together from time to time.
Robinson up for 3, doesn't get there. Rebound, Colin Irish. Thought about the long outlet pass to Herman Hareed. Herman says no.
Again, Worthing quite happy to just sort of walk the ball up the floor, keep the pace, keep the tempo nice and low. They'll take a fast break opportunity when it presents itself.
2 points are good for Irish, and Coach Mike Hanks says we have got to put a stop to this. Calls the timeout.
Here we see Colin going to the left. Strong move to the hoop. I mean, he's only going to stay cold for so long. He got up to a slow start, but he looks like he's warmed right back up.
Let's go down and take a listen to what Coach Mike Hanks is saying.
Hey, starting your double stack against the zone. Mark and Kevin in the double stack. On top, right. Now, rebound the basketball down here. Play some defense the last 2 minutes. Well, let's come down, let's score. Let's get a stop. Let's score again.
It's interesting in the huddle that initially Mike Hanks allows his guys to have their say. Then he says, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, I think that's smart coaching. I mean, he gets his perspective from the sideline, and he's listening to his players to get their perspective of what the game is actually like on the court. So he's taking the information in, and then he decides what he feels is best in terms of strategy and how he wants the game to go.
We've got us a 2-point ball game as we head for the final 2 minutes of the first half. Kevin St. Kitts to Mark Robinson. That defense is working hard. Cameron Johnson for 3. Read it.
Again, they're back in that zone. Worthing are back in that zone. And if Manchester can find either Cameron or Mark Robinson open in the corner, they're going to be wide open for the 3-point shot. And they've been burning them with it all night.
5-point ball game, 35 to 30. 1 minute, 40 seconds left to play in the first half. No make that time for Mark Scott.
That wasn't really his shot. He needs to get in a little bit closer to that.
Trevor Gordon in the paint, pops it off to Kevin St. Kitts. Kevin with the stutter step. Trevor Gordon has the ball. Trevor goes straight back up, doesn't get there. Who's got the ball? Irish. Irish breaks out. My goodness, no double dribble there. And a whistle and one. Come on, Irish. What a play.
Well, he's woke up these last couple of minutes. He's here to do some business now. Here we see he gets the ball. It's not double dribble because he keeps his one hand on the ball all the time. He's allowed to recover the dribble, and he takes the hit from Danny there, finishes the play nice. He's so tough around the hoop with those running in layups, floating, getting the contact, taking the hit, and finishing the play.
1 minute 11 left to play in the half. Budweiser basketball action. Irish gets the extra one to 9 personal. We've got us a 2-point ball game.
Manchester just need to keep their composure, keep running the ball, keep trying to get the ball into the corner against this zone, and take the good shots.
Mark Robinson for 2 off a nice screen set by Trevor.
Yeah, that's what they try and do when they try to set a lot of ball screens. That is a screen for the guy who has the ball, and they're so good at coming off those screens and spotting up, taking the jumper.
Cleve Lewis leans in, puts it up, doesn't get there. Rebound, Trevor Gordon, fast outlet, 3-on-2 break. Cameron Johnson to Robinson, to Cameron, doesn't get the points, no putback. Who's coming up with it? Herman Reed. And we got us a 2-on-2 break at the other end. Irish pulls up to Cleve. Cleve for 2. 2-point ball game.
Manchester needed to convert on that fast break. They had a 3-on-1 opportunity and didn't take advantage of it. And Worthing came right back at him and punished them with their own transition basket.
Well, we have got us a ball game today, no doubt about it. 11 seconds left to play in the half. Cameron Johnson holding for the final shot. Puts it up for 3, doesn't get there. Who's got it? Cleve Lewis, there it is, the end of the first. The end of the first, 37 points to 35, a 2-point ball game. Good comeback for the Bears.
You never count them out. Like I said, they're such a prolific offensive team. They can score a handful of points at any time. They put it on in bursts. As long as they're allowed to control the tempo of the game, they're gonna take advantage of it.
Leading all scorers, Mark Robinson has 19. Kevin St. Kitts has 9 for the Bears. Alan Cunningham, 11 and 9 for Irish. We'll be back after this.
Sky Sports 2.
Move over, Jurgen. The new White Hart Lane favourite is Horace Morris. And now that Gavin Hastings has bid farewell to Murrayfield, voices will ring out for Matt Blundin. The Claymores, Admirals, Monarchs and Dragons storm onto your screens this weekend, so look out for new heroes. Scotland take on unbeaten Amsterdam, while London face Barcelona.
Show it. It's, well, a little more potent, shall we say.
He's getting more and more involved further up the field, Tim Sherwood, since they've gone behind. It's a nice link up with Sutton. He just pops it off, and he's a bit unlucky. Skips past Bishop, and it opens up for him. He just dragged the shot, just a touch, not much. Only about a yard wide. But I expect to see more and more of this from Tim Sherwood as the game goes on.
It is very rare for Blackburn to fail to score in a league game. It's only happened 4 times this season. They haven't scored here and there.
Well, welcome back to Wembley. As you can hear and see, the atmosphere here in the Wembley Arena is absolutely electric. Courtside at the moment, Carlton Dixon is with someone I don't think he should be picking a fight with. It's Shawn Michaels of the World Wrestling Federation.
So what are you doing in this country?
Well, I'm here on a promotional tour telling everybody that the World Wrestling Federation is coming to the Royal Albert Hall on June 22nd, Birmingham at the NEC on the 20th, and we're going all over the world. But we're coming here in June, and that's what I'm here to tell everybody. And watch the basketball game, of course.
So, are you a big basketball fan then?
Oh, yeah, I'm a huge basketball fan. I've got basketball fever in the States, even over here in Europe. You betcha.
So, obviously, you're a big NBA fan.
Yes, sir.
How do you see it going in America?
Oh, well, the NBA is huge in America. The only thing bigger, of course, is the World Wrestling Federation. But right now, we got the NBA playoffs, and my San Antonio Spurs with the Admiral Dennis Rodman, David Robinson, and the Worm Dennis Rodman are going all the way to the NBA championship this year.
All right, now tonight's game, how do you see it going?
Well, you know, the British Bulldog is from Manchester, England, and he told me emphatically that if I do not support the Manchester Giants, he'd beat me up all over Europe. So I'm pulling for the Manchester Giants. Besides, Worthing, they've won it 2 times. Let's have somebody else give it a shot for once, huh?
Thanks. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
We got a 3-peat going on here, right?
Yeah, we've got it going on. But if me and you get it on, can you take me?
Are you kidding?
I don't think you can.
Oh, yeah, I can take you anytime right here. I'll even take you from 3-point range, from downtown.
All right, someone is going to take it now, Suzanne.
Well, thanks, Carlton. You're taking a big risk there, I can tell you. Just before we carry on, 2 programs to tell you about. This coming Friday, May the 5th, you can see the best British women basketball players in action. The Sheffield Hatters take on the Barking and Dagenham Bobcats in the Division 1 playoff final played here at Wembley earlier today. And if you stay tuned to Sky Sports 2, the program following us is the basketball from the USA, the NBA playoff game between the Charlotte Hornets and the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan in all. Right, we can go straight back to the second half of this very exciting championship final. I'll hand you over to our commentators now, Mark Harvey and Mike Sharp.
Thank you very much, Suzanne. This one is definitely warming up. We thought last night was a belter. It's a different kind of game, this one, but just as tense.
Definitely. I mean, it's a tremendous final so far. Worthing looked out of it, but they hung in there and fought back, and we've got a 2-point ball game on our hands going into the final 20 minutes.
Okay, what do you think was the key to the change round?
I think Manchester went away from some of the things they were doing well. I would like to see them get the ball inside a little bit more. I think that's absolutely key for them to go inside, and Worthing stop shooting the 3-point shots as a mainstay of their offense and look to attack the Manchester defense and get the ball inside. And they also do such a tremendous job on the boards. You never can count them out, but they've changed their style slightly of trying to attack inside. Manchester need to do the same, I think.
Manchester haven't driven against them, you know, really trying to take the tempo up, have they?
No, they seem to be happy to sort of to live and die by the 3. When the transition, that is their fast break, was running really well, that's what got them out into the open and in front. Worthing had responded, taken away their transition, and forced them to play a half-court game, and Manchester seemed to be settling for the perimeter game, and I don't think it's enough. I think they need to go inside.
Coach Alan Cunningham has left Steve Nelson on the bench for the start of this half. Mark Scott, wearing 4, will start for Blue Circle Worthing Bears. The jump's going to be Cunningham versus Mark Robinson. It's up. Cunningham has the tip, and Cleve Lewis has the ball. Cleve goes baseline, draws the foul. Very quick foul.
Yeah, Cam got a little bit too close to Cleve. Cleve's very quick. He's very elusive. He's got a tremendous first step, and you really have to be wary of the jump. I would play him a little. I'd give him a little bit more room than Cam's giving him just now.
Cleve doesn't get there. What a tip by Herman Hareed.
Somebody's got to put a body on him. You must keep Herman off the boards, or he'll make you pay all night long.
4 points personal. Let's see who the foul's on. Looks like it's on Mark Scott. Yes, it is. Foul number 1 on Mark Scott. Wonder if they've decided to blow it a little tighter.
I don't know. They seem to have called a couple things. The players will try to assert themselves in the early going of the game and see what they can get away with.
Cameron Johnson on the ball for the Manchester Giants. Trevor puts it on the floor, pops it out. Who has the ball? Cleve Lewis has the ball. Two men on the floor. They're up and one of them's up. Cunningham. Cunningham on the ball.
Cleve Lewis sets up the play.
All game, all tied up, 37 apiece. Broken up by Kevin St. Kitts. Cameron Johnson pulls up and doesn't get there. Rebound Cunningham.
Cunningham goes for 7 rebounds.
And he throws it out of court.
A little bit of sloppy play from Worthing here. We saw the pick and roll with Herman Reid and Cleve Lewis. The thing that Cleve did wrong there was when he came off the screen and attacked the top of the key, he left his feet. And once you leave your feet, you've got to get rid of the ball. You've either got to shoot it or got to pass it in. He was forced into making a pass, and then obviously he turned the ball over.
8 minutes, 58 seconds left to play in the third.
I guess we have a lot of noise from Coventry supporters during that game. Coventry fans, who you support this one? Is it the Bears or the Giants?
Ball will come from the end line. Mark Robinson to put it in. Danny Craven puts it right back up, doesn't get there. Cunningham with another defensive board. He's playing big. Herman rejected. I think it was Kevin St. Kitts who got a piece of that one.
Nice defensive effort by Kevin, showing some athletic ability there of his own.
Cameron for two. Nice drive by Robinson. Sets up Cameron Johnson for the two.
That's when Manchester are at their best, when they're running the ball right at Worthing and not allowing Worthing to establish themselves in a defensive set.
Cleve Lewis gets a high screen.
BBC television next Sunday.
Mark Scott on the ball. Irish comes around the top to get it. Irish puts it up for 3 points.
Well, he's continued his form at the end of the second half here into the third quarter. He's really warmed up. If he starts hitting those consistently, Manchester are really going to be in trouble.
Robinson answers back at the other end to 21 personal.
That was better from Mark. Got himself, when he shoots the ball under control, gets his feet set up, goes straight up, and hangs there and gives himself time. He's very effective. It's when he rushes his shot that he isn't as effective.
Herman Hareed working on Trevor. Mark Scott comes to get it, is short, doesn't get there. Cameron Johnson with a defensive board. Cameron, which way will he go? Pops it off to Robinson for two.
There again, you see Manchester on the break. When they're in their transition games flowing, they're very, very potent. Cam Johnson did a good job of pushing the ball down the middle, drew the defenders in, kicked the ball out to Mark for the easy two.
Cunningham. Cleve Lewis. Cleve Lewis doesn't get the roll. Rebound by Herman Hareed. I think the foul will be on Danny Craven. No, it's not. It's on Mark Robinson.
Again, we see Herman Hareed doing the job on the boards. Cleve Lewis turns the corner off the pick and roll. Danny Craven doesn't do a very good job of hedging out. That is forcing Lewis wide. That forces Trevor Gordon to come across help side, leaves Herman Hareed wide open or uncontested on the offensive boards.
Herman doesn't get there. 6 minutes, 59 seconds left to play in the third. Still a 3-point ball game.
It's funny how some players are good offensive threats that can shoot the ball. Herman's a fine shooter of the ball, but seems to struggle on the free throw line for some reason.
That's one. Stolen away by Cleve Lewis. Herman Hareed. Kevin will have to work hard to stop the dunk, and he doesn't. He doesn't. Herman Hareed jams it home.
Fantastic play by Herman Hareed, taking the ball strong all the way. Not much of Manchester players could do about that.
Danny Craven, big play, doesn't get there. Foul is called on Trevor, and it's called unsportsmanlike. Here's the dunk from Herman Hareed.
Herman goes down the left-hand side of the floor. He's so effective from the left-hand side. Picks the ball up, goes past Kevin, and bang, with the finish. Lovely play.
Grabbed hold of him as he tried to break away from him.
Here it is again. Oh, boy. That's the way to do it, Herman.
It sure is, and not only is that worth 2 points, but it fires the guys up. It gets everybody excited, and that could be a turning point in this game.
Trevor Gordon committed the unsportsmanlike foul. Means that the Bears get 2 shots and possession. Alan Cunningham sticks the first.
Because Worthing get the ball back after these free throws, because it was an unsportsmanlike foul, nobody lines up on the key, so Allen stands alone on the free throw line to take these.
Makes them both to 13 personal, and the ball will come in at the halfway line for the Bears.
Unsportsmanlike foul. It's possession as well from halfway for...
2-point lead for the Bears, 43-45. 6 minutes, 23 seconds left to play in the third. Herman Hareed on the ball. Year after year, the Worthing Bears just keep on coming back. Mark Scott has it, puts it up. Is good for 2.
That's better from Mark. That was a very difficult shot that he made look easy, but it was a little bit closer than the three-pointer he missed earlier. It's more his range. He's very effective from 17 feet.
4-point ball game. Robinson has the ball. Felt the double team coming. Trevor in the paint has it taken away by Mark Scott. Cunningham breaks out with it. Cunningham. Turnaround jumper is fouled by Kevin St. Kitts.
Well, Worthing taking the ball right back at Manchester. I think Manchester here are being guilty perhaps of standing around on offense. They need to move more. Here we see Alan Cunningham spins around away from the defender, and Kevin just catches him on the arm. That's a 2-point, that's 2 shots for Allen on the free throw line. Manchester, I think, a bit guilty, like I was saying earlier, of standing a bit on offense now and perhaps trying to force the ball inside. They have to keep the continuity, keep moving, keep the ball moving, and when the opportunity presents itself to get the ball inside. I thought I saw a couple of opportunities for the ball to come inside from the wing, then they swing it back to Danny, and really the pass wasn't on. They had double-teamed Trevor, and he should have taken that shot rather than try to pass it on.
Cunningham gets them both to 15 personal. We're out to a 6-point ball game. This, I think, one of the biggest leads that we've had. Kevin St. Kitts leans in, needs help, gets it from Cameron Johnson. Cameron, nice shake and bake. Cameron gets the whistle. That was a nice drive by Cameron.
Lovely move by Cameron. He dummied the guy like he was going around the perimeter, put it through his legs, and went right, cut him right up between the 2 defenders down the middle of the key. If he can do that, that's going to create all kinds of problems for Worthing's defense. You see there, he fouls. He comes through here, down the middle, gets fouled. So he'll be taking 2 shots from the free throw line.
6-point ball game. Bears lead it, the biggest lead for the Bears so far.
Worthing are very, very effective at controlling the tempo of the game. We talked about it earlier. Manchester, I think, needs to keep a high tempo, lots of running, get the ball up and down the court quickly, and Worthing are the exact opposite. They want to walk the ball up and down the court all night, take the time, and try and pick Manchester apart.
The crowd has changed loyalties here. They're definitely on the Worthing Bears side now.
Yeah, again, the fans for Worthing have got more to cheer about, and Manchester fans are quiet. If Manchester makes a run here, you'll hear them back again in full force.
Cameron Johnson to 8 personal. 5-point ball game, 5 minutes, 17 seconds left to play in the third. Long way to go. Steve Nelson will put up the long 2. Off the glass, doesn't get there. Who's coming down with it? Foul is called on Cleve Lewis.
Even though Worthing didn't come up with the ball there, I believe it was Herman Hareed was still able to get his hand on the ball and keep it alive and give his teammates another opportunity of rebounding that ball. And they're so effective at going to the boards. Here we see the shot goes up, and who's there but Herman Hareed gets his hand to it. Cleve Lewis is almost able to get the ball.
Robinson goes one way, then the other. Is blocked, but Trevor has it. Trevor Gordon, big play inside to 6 personal.
That's where they need to do their scoring, inside, right in there.
Angie Granger is on with the job of marking Herman Hareed. out to Herman. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Herman Hareed leans in. Cleve gets it off in time, but doesn't get the points. Irish pulls down the rebound. Steve Nelson with the ball. Good ball movement. Cleve Lewis puts it up for 3. Doesn't get there. Herman looking for the rebound. Doesn't get there. Giants on the ball. Panji Granger goes to the left hand. Loses control. Has to come back to the top. Robinson will give it up to Trevor. Trevor doesn't get there. Irish, 3-on-1 break. Irish, they close in on him. Don't get the bucket. He doesn't get there. Steve Nelson has the ball.
These guys are really playing committed basketball right now, although it's not very efficient. They want to try and settle down.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Let's see what we got. 2 points are good for Herman Hareed. Cleve Lewis on his way to the bucket, dropped the ball.
Yeah, here we see just lost the ball, and I think he just obviously bumped into the Manchester player and hit the floor. But the ever-present Herman Hareed, I don't know what he's like. He's just got this knowledge of where the ball's going to be, and he always seems to be in the right place at the right time.
Worthing Bears fans making a whole lot of noise here at the Wembley Arena.
Here we see Worthing back in their 3-2 zone. Manchester had a lot of success from the corners earlier on in the game with shooting the 3-point play.
Kevin St. Kitts doesn't get there. Let's see whose ball is it. Blue ball's the call.
The Giants 2-1 over the Bears.
5-point ball game. 3 minutes, 22 seconds left to play in the third.
Game's taken another turn. It's got a little bit more sloppy just recently, and I think the team that can regain their composure and show a little bit more patience will take charge of this game.
The foul is on Panji. Cleve Lewis, big drive to the bucket, and one.
See here, they're setting the screen with Herman Hareed. Mark thinks he's got to fight through the screen, so Cleve Lewis takes him the other way. A very effective move. He's got such a quick first step. You see, takes him the other way, doesn't use the screen, and Panji runs in underneath him. Lewis had already left the floor, so Panji has to be there before Lewis leaves the floor in order for it to be a charge. Because Panji stepped underneath, it's a blocking foul. The basket counts, and we got 1 free throw.
46 points to 53. 3 minutes and 6 seconds left to play in the third. Budweiser Championship basketball action live on Sky Sports 2. Basket is good. The extra one for Cleve Lewis to 11 personal.
Worthing are unbelievable. I mean, they've got this magic of Wembley, and they just seem to be able to turn it up a level for this venue and these events.
Cameron with a nice fake, but Herman Hareed breaks out, stolen away. Foul call on Herman Hareed, I think.
Yeah, he lost the ball, got a little bit anxious there, tried to do a little bit too much, lost the ball back to Kevin St. Kitts, and was forced to grab his arm. Here we see Cameron missing what would appear to be an easy shot. Herman trying to do a little bit too much there, loses it back and just hits Kevin's arm.
Timeout is called. I think we ought to mention that was foul number 4 on Herman Hareed. That's something we have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I think they want to go right at him, get the ball inside, and force him to play some D and possibly try to get him to pick up his 5th foul. Of course, at that point, he'd be out of the game.
Let's go down and take a listen to Coach Alan Cunningham.
Team fouls.
Well, Alan Cunningham must be well pleased with the way his guys have come back into this. Looks as if they're fairly cool on the bench. Still, they won't give up. They've been here so many times. Remember, if Cunningham wins this, it will be 8 championships in a row. That's incredible.
Unbelievable. It's a tribute to the man as a player and as a coach. They've showed a lot of composure tonight, and they played the style of game they wanted to, definitely in the second half here. The first half went very much Manchester's way, but the second half has gone Worthing's way. I think they've been allowed to dictate the pace of the game.
2 minutes, 49 seconds left to play in the third. 46 points to 54. Let's take a look at the scoring by quarters. 23-12, the first one. 14-23, almost an exact turnaround, and that's a crucial one in the third so far.
Yeah, Worthing are playing very well. They're dictating the way the game's going at the minute, and it's...
Angie thought Cameron was going to be there. He wasn't. Turnover.
Again, that's the kind of mistakes that players will make in a pressure game like this. Manchester can't let things like that bother them. They've just got to settle down, get the ball back here, and look to get a good score.
8-point differential. This is the time when
Cleve Lewis on the ball for the blue circle Worthing Bears. Will look to drive. Pops it around to Mark Scott with the turnaround. Isn't there. Rebound, Panji. Breaks out with it. Mark Robinson. Giants need to get back on a roll here. Kevin St. Kitts doesn't get there. Who's got it? Cameron loses it to Mark Scott. Here comes the Bears again.
It's very frustrating when the ball's going all over the place and you can't just quite get your hand on it. But again, Manchester doing a good job, good open shot. They just need to keep playing the D.
Cunningham gets the drop for two.
Again, I said earlier, London Towers were very successful last night at penetrating, going one-on-one and beating the man and creating rotations in the defense and either passing off or shooting the shots. Worthing were very, very good at that. We've seen Cleve Lewis, we've seen Colin Irish, and just there, Alan Cunningham taking their players on one-on-one and making the basket.
Robinson for threes, no good. Gets it back from the tip by Cameron Johnson. Still doesn't get there. Colin Irish with the rebound. And of course, the Bears slow it down. Colin looks up at the clock, sees 1 minute 20 seconds left to play in the third, and sees a 10-point ball game.
If Worthing were cold in the first quarter, Manchester are cold now. I mean, it's going to reverse the court. That is from... that was a very long shot. I don't think that was necessarily the best shot in the world for them to have right now.
Steve Nelson picks the bucket of Cameron Johnson. Cameron does it the other way, coming back. He doesn't whistle. Both ways.
Any young players watching that again?
Cameron ran out of control down there.
A bit unlucky, trying to create a bit too much there. If anybody, young players, watch that play, Cameron lost the ball, but he didn't give up on the play. He didn't drop his head. He just turned and hustled straight back, and guess what? He gets the ball back.
Scott Nobles goes over to set the screen, and a nice switch on defense by the Giants. Worthing Bears fans convinced they're going to win this one. Alan Cunningham on the ball. Foul is called on Cameron Johnson. Make that foul number 3.
Here we see Cameron playing some D. He just wants to contain Allen. He doesn't need to go for the steal. Gets around behind and reaches through. And again, when the hands go in, the referees are blowing the call.
Make some noise for Panji. Come on, y'all.
I felt the refereeing's been very consistent over these games this weekend, and it's good to see. I think British basketball needs to improve a lot of areas of its game, including players, coaches, venues, promotion, and the refereeing. And I think the refereeing's been outstanding this weekend.
Cleve Lewis has the ball, looks up, sees 10 seconds left to play in the third. 10 seconds. A screen roll. White ball is the call. 5 seconds left on the clock.
Gives Manchester enough time to get a shot off.
It's down to 2. Doesn't get there. I'm amazed that wasn't a foul by Steve Nelson.
Well, for me, that was a foul, but I guess the referees saw it differently. I thought Steve just barged right into Cam and almost pushed him out of bounds.
The end of the third quarter. Exide Manchester Giants trailing by 46 points to 56. A big 10-point ball game. The Worthing Bears looking good.
You're watching Sky Sports 2.
Tonight on Sky One, at 6, we've got a double dose of everybody's favorite family, The Simpsons.
Quiet, they're about to announce the lottery number.
17. No! At 7, an unexpected visitor
Surprise!
sparks a new romance in Beverly Hills.
Brandon, I adore you.
And in Melrose Place,
I am so sick of being Allison Good Girl.
the girls are out for some serious fun.
You're making an ass out of yourself.
Then,
Can we trust him?
there's trouble brewing in Deep Space Nine.
If a treaty is signed without our approval, it will mean war.
Following at 10,
I'm offering $5,000 for you to find him.
Reno gets caught in a dangerous game. That's tonight's exciting lineup on Sky One.
If you want beautiful hair, there's Organics. The only shampoo with glucosil, a natural nutrient which nourishes your hair's living roots. The results are a revelation. Your hair shines with health and beauty. Organics from the Elida Hair Institute. Healthy looking from the root, beautiful to the tip. Sadly, the Hyundai Elantra has side impact bars, power steering, 3 years unlimited mileage warranty.
Next is number 4 Railway Cottages.
4 Railway Cottages. Oh, hold on. This'll do.
Yes, but I thought what you wanted was...
I wanted small hill, 2, actually. Daffodils all over. Maybe a croquet lawn. I'll keep the sheep.
Since it costs from as little as £8,999,
These bits either side, could they be pointy? Pointy?
you could get horribly used to having everything you want.
Peacocks there, both sides, there. I think there should be more earth here. I want the earth.
The Hyundai Elantra, when all you want is everything.
The start of the fourth quarter. This is it, a 10-point ball game. Great quarter for the Blue Circle Worthing Bears.
Yeah, they've really turned it on. They've stepped up the scoring. They've showed a little bit more patience, and they've settled down, and they've started to hit their outside shots. Colin Irish has showed up. Herman Reid doing the hard work job on the boards as always. Manchester, on the other hand, aren't forcing the issue. They need to step it up on the transition and try to keep the tempo of the game as fast as they possibly can.
Herman Reid stays on the bench for the start of the fourth in the ball game. Wearing 9, Alan Prescott. What do you think's the thinking here?
I think he's just probably giving him a rest. He is on 4 fouls, so Alan Cunningham needs to keep Herman Reid perhaps for the last 8 or so minutes. Give him a couple of minutes just to watch the game from the side.
Cunningham doesn't get there. Rebound, Mark Robinson breaks out with it. Pushes the ball ahead in the dribble. Robinson, cross court to Cameron Johnson, goes up for 3, doesn't get there. Rebound, Cunningham.
The shooting woes continue for Manchester, but they've got to stick with it. That was a good shot. He was set. He was all in. Good shot. If he just got to keep shooting through this slump, and they're going to start hitting.
Cleve leans in, takes it into the paint, gives it up. Kevin St. Kitts. That's a foul. Yeah. It's called on Alan Prescott.
Kevin just trying to get control of that ball, and people running past him, and Alan hit him on the arm.
Kevin St. Kitts looking for something ahead. Danny puts it on the floor. Danny is fouled by Cunningham.
Good move by Danny Craven, coming up to the high post against this zone, and punching right down the middle. Here we see he gets the ball. Once he can get into that middle part there, unless somebody's already established defensive position, it's only good things are going to happen to Manchester.
Manchester need these two, don't they?
Yeah, they've got to start making a run. I mean, there's still loads of time left. I mean, 9 minutes is... This game is far from over. 10 points is nothing in basketball, but they want to start asserting themselves in defense, get a few stops, and start getting some scores.
Danny gets the second.
Manchester don't want to be feeling like they've got to do it all at once or start hitting any miraculous shots. They just got to chip away at Worthing. Worthing, on the other hand, just want to maintain composure, keep control, keep possession, and try to milk as much time off the clock as they can, and just continue taking their good shots.
Cunningham pops it off to Steve Nelson. 10 left on the shot clock. Cunningham puts it up. Is no good. St. Kitts comes away with the ball. Robinson. Robinson for 2. Nice offense by the Giants. Pulls it down. 49-56. 7-point ball game.
Again, Manchester most effective when they're running the ball, attacking Worthing before they have time to set up on defense.
And guess who's coming back? Cleve Lewis for the bucket, but Herman Reid moves to the bench.
Cleve Lewis has been working that screen and roll very effectively tonight, taking the ball away from the screener, letting the defender think he's going to use the screen and then going the other way.
Oh, that was a tough shot. Trevor Gordon, big play inside to 8 Prescott.
He's got to show up now. He's got to get busy and go to work on the boards and give Manchester those kinds of baskets.
7-point ball game, 7 minutes, 48 seconds left to play. This is it. No turning back now. Good hands by Trevor Gordon. And thrown away by Cunningham.
Good defense by Manchester. They just mixed it up a bit. Trevor ran out on Cleve Lewis, and they forced Alan Cunningham to make that pass.
Cameron gives it up. Tried to force that pass.
Yeah, he did indeed. He did a good job of penetrating the zone there, but that pass wasn't really on.
Colin Irish just takes it easy. Let's see what we got.
Steve Nelson, he wants to be quiet here. He does not want to pick up a technical foul. He swatted away Cam's hand a little bit. He's a frustrated, he's an emotional player, and he can get frustrated like this. He needs to just calm down, not worry about it, get the ball back. They are in front here. They need to remember that. They are in front, and they've been dictating the game so far, and they've just got to maintain the composure.
Nelson goes to the bench with 3 fouls, but guess who's come back? It's Herman Reid.
Manchester, for me, Manchester want to go right at him and get him on his 5th foul.
He has 4 at the moment. Danny, that's what they did. Danny Craven. Herman Reid could do nothing about it.
That was a nice move by Danny and a lovely pass inside, but with Herman being on 4 fouls, I think they would rather let him sort of let that go than pick up his 5th.
We're down to a 5-point ball game, 53-58. Colin Irish is fouled by Cameron Johnson. Make that number 4 on Cameron.
Colin Irish is so difficult to defend because he can shoot that ball. You have to get out really close and be uptight, and he's quick enough and big enough to go around you, and he'll pick up a lot of those types of fouls.
Cleve Lewis. Cleve Lewis doesn't get the roll. Danny Craven pulls down a big defensive ball. Cameron has the ball.
Manchester definitely picked it up a little bit on the defensive end.
Robinson for 3. Doesn't get there. Knocked away. Who's coming up with it? Giants have it with Danny Craven. It's good. Charging foul. Let's see whether he gives the basket. Basket is good for Danny Craven. That's foul number 2, but goes to 4 points.
That was a nice defensive stand by Alan Cunningham. The reason the basket counts, Harris, you see Danny Craven, and in the referee's opinion, before contact was made, the shot was released. That's why it counts. Had Danny Craven still had control of the ball at the point of contact, they would have called no basket.
Both teams in the penalty will go to the line at the other end. Alan Cunningham to shoot 2.
And because they counted the basket at that end, because the ball was not in Craven's possession, Alan Cunningham gets 2 shots because Manchester are in the bonus, okay? But had it been a no-basket foul, Worthing would have only got possession. They wouldn't be shooting free throws right now.
Cunningham leading from the front, 18 points personal.
It all sounds a bit confusing, but it's not that bad, is it?
6 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in the game. Danny Craven in the paint. Goes there, doesn't get there. Herman Reid has the ball.
That's what Manchester need to do. I know Danny missed that shot there, but they need to get the ball inside and to have those shot opportunities there. That's exactly what Manchester want to be doing right now.
Cleve Lewis gets a high screen from Herman Reid, looking for the roll. There it is. Herman. Foul is called. Let's see who it's on.
14
on Trevor. Make that foul number 4.
Yeah, no problem.
I think they're saying Trevor had a hand on Herman's hip and pushed him away as he was making his move to the basket. Here we see Herman gets the ball very effective to his left-hand side. You can see Trevor's hand just pushing Herman away there. You've got to keep the ball out of Herman's left hand. You must force him to use his right hand. He is deadly going to his left, and he struggles a bit with his right.
Herman Reid has started to party already. He feels good about this one.
Well, he just made a free throw, Mike. What do you expect?
He's made 1 of the 2. Cameron Johnson on the ball for the Giants. Nice little shake and bake off the foot. No new 30 given. Giants have 22 on the shot clock.
In basketball, obviously, if you kick the ball with your foot, the team gets a possession, a new 30-second clock. But they're saying that was unintentional, so possession just stays with Manchester with the existing shot clock. Cameron Johnson of the X-side Manchester Giants. St. Kitts with a big three. Could this be the spot the Giants need? He goes to 12 personal. Plugs it down to a three-point ball game. That was a key basket, and Kevin's been doing it for him all weekend long, so they need to just pick it up on defense, get a stop here, and see what happens. 5 minutes, 13 seconds left to play in the game. Budweiser Championship Basketball. This is the final. The Blue Circle Worthing Bears. Air ball. And Hareed keeps it alive. Cunningham to put it up for three. Doesn't get there. Rebound Irish. Has it taken away by Kevin St. Kitts. Cameron Johnson on the ball. Cameron to Trevor. For two! Again, we said it before all night long. Manchester running the fast break are very effective, but Worthing were deadly on the boards there. Manchester are lucky they didn't come away with some points. Foul is called. I think that's on Kevin St. Kitts.
11's blocking.
Yes, it is. That's foul number 4. Manchester better watch out. There's foul trouble. Yeah, there is foul trouble. They need to play like they don't have any fouls. There's no point in going in the last 4.5 minutes of a game that has this much significance playing not to lose. You've got to go out and play to win. Here we see Cam Johnson's rotating the ball over to Kevin. Kevin hits the three. The reason this shot came off, in my opinion, is the last 3 or 4 times down the floor, Manchester have got the ball inside. And so Worthing has then reacted and packed inside, and that's freeing up the outside game. 4 minutes, 37 seconds left to play. 60 points to 61. A 1-point ball game for the Budweiser Championship 1995.
Lots of time, okay? Whether they score or not. So let's make sure we take it down and get what we want. All right? Hey, Cleve Lewis, we got to go at him before he penetrates. Hey, if there's any type of a pick and roll with Cleve Lewis, we got to trap it. If you're weak, if you're on the strong side, weak side, we got to come at Lewis. We can't let him continue to make plays down the stretch. You understand? All right.
Cleve Lewis has been very, very effective for the Worthing Bears just recently, the last few minutes, taking the ball to the hoop off of the pick and roll situation. What Mike is emphasizing there is you've got to get up in his face and take away the penetration opportunity before he does it. You've got to stop him early because he is hurting Manchester just recently, and they need to really be aware of him and try and take him out of the offensive game.
Boy, we got a party going on here at the Wembley Arena. What a day. 4 minutes, 37 seconds left to play. A 1-point ball game. It couldn't be any closer than this.
Absolutely fantastic basketball being played here this weekend.
Cleve gets the first, the 14 personal. Cleve fails to make number 2. We got us a 2-point ball game. The Giants have the ball. Cameron Johnson goes cross court to Kevin St. Kitts, puts it up for 3.
All of a sudden, Kevin has said, look, you guys have had your chances early on. Now I'm taking over, and he's hit 2 key 3-point plays for Manchester.
Cleve Lewis high up the glass, coming the other way. This one ain't over yet.
Not by any long shot. That is exactly what Mike Hance doesn't want Cleve Lewis to do. Got to stop him penetrating and getting up in the air and getting that shot off.
Kevin has to come back in. Danny Craven on the ball. Good hands. Robinson comes away with it. 11 on the shot clock. Robinson needs to set something up here. Kevin has the ball. Goes up for 3. Drains another 3. 18 personal for Kevin St. Kitts. He's changed the complexion of this ball game.
He's really turned it around for Manchester, but he is the guy who's responsible, or has been responsible for guarding Cleve Lewis, and he's got to step that up. They've just switched off. They put Mark Robinson on Cleve and put St. Kitts on Collins, so they're going to try and mix it up.
Off the double screen. Irish for three! What a ball game! Budweiser basketball action, y'all! This is the best game in town!
Nice offensive play from the Worthing Bears, setting a double screen for Colin Irish high. He comes off of it, drains the three-pointer.
Kevin St. Kitts again has the ball in his hand. Will he take another three?
Well, I think he should if he's hoping.
Cameron, wide open, is up for three, doesn't get there. Trevor, Giants players contrive to give that ball to Alan Cunningham. Irish goes to one hand, doesn't get there. White ball to call.
Well, this is more like it. They are up and down the court, bodies flying everywhere, hitting the shots when they're open. This is more like it. Here we see Colin Irish again, so good at taking the ball into the middle. Nice soft touch, looking for the contact, and then who's there again but Herman Reid to try to keep the ball alive.
Okay. Let's see who's going to take this one. 2:43 left to play. Are we heading for another overtime ball game? Only time will tell. Trevor Gordon to Robinson. Robinson takes it inside, is long. Who's coming up with it? Colin Irish has the ball. Giants trail by one, 66-67. 2 minutes 24 left to play in the ball game.
This is a key possession for Worthing. For Worthing fans, they really want to see him get a basket here. This would be a very important point in the game for them to score.
Herman Reid has the ball. Herman Reid drives to the front. What a move! Herman Reid to 11 personal.
Excellent athletic ability. What a tremendous move. Again, you see him with the left hand. He's so effective with the left hand. You must take him away and force him right.
Danny Craven coming back the other way for two.
All of a sudden, these two teams are going toe-to-toe.
The score line on the screen, we do apologize. I think that's wrong. The score is 68 points to 69. Foul is called.
I think that was a bad call. I think that was a bad call.
Foul called on 14. That means Trevor Gordon is out of the ball game.
That's a bit unlucky. I felt that I don't think that was a foul at all. There was contact, but Trevor had established himself, in my opinion, and Colin had created the contact. Here we see it. Colin goes to the left. I think Trevor, for me, Trevor's there waiting. I don't really see that as being a foul. That to me is a no call and a bit unlucky, but Manchester now have to do it without the big man.
The crowd have risen to Trevor Gordon. He's had a great weekend. Has he done enough to get his Manchester Giants the championship? We'll wait and see. On the line, Colin Irish, the last man you want to put on the line in a situation like this.
Definitely, he's got so much composure. He's so he's such an all-round player for Worthing. He's making things happen now. He's creating opportunities for Worthing down the stretch here.
Let's take a look at what's going to happen. 1 minute 41 seconds left to play. How many offenses? Colin Irish misses them both.
That's big. That's big for Manchester. They have a chance here to take the lead, get a ball inside, take a good two-pointer, or kick it around the perimeter and take a good outside.
Broken up by Cleve. 1 minute 31 left to play. 3, maybe 4 offenses left.
Yeah, easily.
How do you see it going?
Well, it's anybody's game. It's a one-point game. It can go any way at all.
Cameron Johnson has the ball. Has scored only 9 points tonight. Goes up for 3. Doesn't get there. Who's coming down with it? Cunningham has the ball.
Again, Worthing's so powerful on their own boards, keeping Manchester to one shot, which is so important coming down the stretch in a game like this.
Let's see. No call, no whistle. Giants have the ball. Kevin St. Kitts. Nice pass to Robinson. And Herman Reid has the ball. Let's see what's the call.
I think they've called a foul on Mark Robinson there.
7 white.
Make that foul, number 2. Robinson, the lane was open as I could see. Yeah. Robinson could have gone all the way here.
Yeah, he decides to pull up, take the shot. I think he second-guessed himself when he took that shot and realized he was more open than he thought he was, and came up short with the shot and went in to try to pick up the rebound. And Herman Reid had already secured the ball, and Mark fouled him.
I've got to tell you, this game has come as a bit of a surprise to a lot of people who assume that Manchester were going to walk this one all the way through. I can think to myself, the Worthing Bears, they just seem to step up for the big games. I said it last night, and I said it today. They step up for the big games, irrespective of what happens in the early season. When the chips are down, these guys step up.
Yeah, they come up with the big plays. They come up with the big games. They really have put it together this weekend, and all the credit to them. This one's not over yet by a mile, but awful lot of basketball to be played, but they certainly have done a tremendous job.
Cameron Hareed makes them both to 13 personal, pulls it out to a 3-point ball game, 1 minute left to play. Kevin St. Kitts on the ball. Cameron comes across the top. Cameron has Steve Nelson. The double team is coming, and then they decide not to. Cameron, that looked like a foul, and Irish will put this away for two, will he? And one! The foul is on Robinson. Make that number 3. Colin Irish to 17 personal will go to the line for one.
Brilliant play. Colin taking it down the length of the court. Waits for the defender, takes the hit, and finishes the play. Absolutely brilliant. He's been doing it all season long for Worthing.
I got to tell you, if Robinson is going to foul there, he has got to stop that ball going into the basket.
Yeah, he really has to. But then if he goes too hard at it, he runs the risk of getting an unsportsmanlike foul, which would give Worthing possession as well as free shots. So that wouldn't be a good situation either. Worthing playing big D.
Irish made that one slip. Did he do it on purpose? He could have done because he's taking it to 19 personal. Oh, that's all she wrote. It's got to be. It's got to be. Who has the ball? St. Kitts is fouled. He's hammered.
Unbelievable effort by Colin Irish. How Manchester let him in there and hit the ball is beyond me, but phenomenal effort by Colin Irish. Phenomenal effort and awareness by all of the teams. Alan Cunningham here wants a timeout just to cool things down and just to define what he wants to do in the last 20 seconds. Worthing do not need another shot. They do not need another shot. They want to run the clock. Time is more important than scoring right now.
And the Worthing fans are going wild here at the Wembley Arena. Colin Irish, has he won this one for the Bears? It looks like it. Some of the most vociferous fans in the whole league.
Undoubtedly, down in Worthing, league games played down in their home court is one of the hardest places to play a basketball game. They're right on top of you, and there's such a tremendous atmosphere, and they really do bolster those Worthing fellas and get them playing the best basketball they can.
I'm sure at the back of the minds of a lot of these fans, though, these Worthing fans, is the worry that Cunningham's going to hang up his boots for good and leave the club at the end of this, but there are lots of rumours floating around.
Well, it was something that I think Alan Cunningham and the Worthing Bears directors have decided that it'd be best if they part company, and Alan feels he needs to move on, but he's certainly been a tremendous servant to the Worthing Bears club, and he's done everything they could possibly ask of him, and he's had tremendous support from players like Colin Irish, from Cleve Lewis, Herman Hareed, Steve Nelson, Mark Scott. I mean, these guys are experienced, they play well together, and on the big days, in the big games, they've come up with the goods, and I tip my hat to them. I didn't expect this from them. I didn't think they'd have the firepower or the endurance, the stamina to be able to do this, to pull this off, but it's a Cinderella story, and it's miracle time down at Wembley here again.
8 championships in a row. Is it possible? It's happened. Alan Cunningham.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd settle for one.
Cunningham just moving the ball around. Cameron got a hand on it. We're down to 22 seconds. 5 points in the ball game. I think we have no timeouts left, so we're going to go through this one. Irish to put it in. Nelson gives it back to Irish. Nelson has the ball, lets it roll out of play. 17 seconds left.
Well, Worthing don't want to be doing that with the ball. I mean, Colin wants to stay on his feet before he makes that pass. He wants to pass it to a player coming back to the ball.
Somebody's got to pull up here for the 3. Robinson drains the 3.
They want to get a quick foul. Oh, they don't want to let that happen.
The fake roll for Herman. That is it. Robinson puts it up. Off the glass. It isn't there. Congratulations to the Worthing Bears. They win it. 3 championships in a row. They 3-peat. Alan Cunningham makes it 8 championships for him personally. Victory by 7. after 77, the Worthing Bears do it against all the predictions.
Absolutely, they came up, they delivered the goods when they needed to. Congratulations to the Worthing Bears. They played a fine game, they dictated the tempo, and their game plan over the weekend paid off, slowing the game down and conserving their energy and saving the legs down the stretch when they needed it the most.
Alan Cunningham, what a performance, what a career. He's counting him, he's counting him. All those championships on his sideboard. We've got to take a break. We will be right back to the Wembley Arena.
You're watching Sky Sports 2.
It's a cool, crisp, sunny winter morning. The temperature outside is 4 degrees Celsius with a chilly...
It's long before the summer rush.
Summertime.
And 4 of Britain's favourite sportsmen are taking their summer holiday early.
Well, welcome back to Wembley. As you can see in the background, simply the best they really were. The Worthing Bears taking their 3rd consecutive title. Let's now join our commentator, Mike Sharp, for the presentation.
Thank you very much indeed, Suzanne. What an incredible ball game and what an incredible atmosphere here at the Wembley Arena. What a player, Alan Cunningham. He has done it all in his time in the UK game. The presentation party is standing by. The presentations to the winning team will be made by the marketing director of Budweiser, sponsors of the Budweiser League, Mr. Peter Jackson, and going up to get the championship, the Budweiser Championship, 1995, the captain of the Bears. It is Mr. Alan Cunningham going up to receive that bow. He hopes they're going to let him keep it. We'll wait and see. He takes his main man, Colin Irish, up with him. The presentation of the 1995 Budweiser Championship. And in the background, you can see the crowd going wild, the Worthing crowd. They've had a tough season down on the South Coast, finishing only 7th in the league, but they then defeated the Thames Valley Tigers, which brought them here to Wembley. Last night, they overcame the Sheffield Sharks, and today they beat the Exide Manchester Giants, the champions. Blue Circle, Worthing Bears. The players coming up to receive their winners' medals. Herman Hareed. What a ball game Herman Hareed had. What a weekend Herman Hareed had.
Absolutely. He had a problem season this year with a lot of injuries, but I think he's over all of that now for this weekend, and he really showed his true colors and phenomenal effort.
And good support. Cleve Lewis, I thought, stepped up today.
He certainly did. He really attacked the Manchester defense. I felt Worthing had done their homework well and saw how they had struggled with Towers the night before and did the similar thing.
Okay, well, we're going to go back courtside and join Suzanne, who has her guests with her. Going to take a look at some of the highlights from a great basketball game.
Well, I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye from a very packed Wembley Arena. Just before we go, a couple of programs to remind you of. This coming Friday is May the 5th, and you can see the best British women basketball action. Those ladies will be in action. We saw that game earlier today. It's the Sheffield Hatters against the Barking and Dagenham ladies. And also coming up over on Sky Sports 2, straight up after this, the program following us is the basketball from the USA, the NBA playoff game between the Charlotte Hornets and the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan and Dor. Well, that's all we've got here from Wembley. The Worthing Bears were victorious once again, the 3rd year in a row. A fairy tale ending for Alan Cunningham, his 3rd title. Our thanks to our guests tonight, Kevin Cadle and Jim Brandon, from all of us here at the very, very packed Wembley Arena. It's a very good night.